Everybody, it's Steph from the Hot Move Podcast, and we have another head coach getting fired late in the season, but this time super late in the season with Mike Malone. Okay, I mean, it seems like this is becoming a common trend in this new NBA. All right, I mean, look, for me, this all started with the shocking firing of Mike Budenholzer 2 years after winning the championship, right? Okay, with Giannis, while he was the head coach of Milwaukee Bucks, he's currently the head coach of the Phoenix Suns. Okay, you thought that was a one-off. It was like, okay, odd, there were rumblings that, well, not rumblings, but he had some personal things going on. I believe he lost his brother or a close family member. So, it was just kind of like, could that have been affected him and needed time away? Who knows? But nonetheless, the firing was shocking. Okay. Then this year, we have two coaches that are not in the playoff hunt, in the playoffs, get fired. Now, when Taylor Jenkins got fired, the Memphis Grizzlies head coach, they were fifth. Okay, they plummeted, I believe, to like eighth or something like that, right? Then you have the Denver Nuggets, who are sitting fourth, okay, in the standings, sitting fourth in the standings, and they get rid of Mike Malone. Now, look, Mike Malone, you can question him, his attitude, sometimes his attitude and how he comes across in the media. LeBron James, who your daddy or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of can rub people the wrong way. But I mean, you can't take away from the fact that he has coached the Nuggets to the playoffs multiple times and won a championship. You know what I'm saying? So you do have to give him his credit in being the head coach and helping deliver and being part of them delivering a championship to the Denver Nuggets, their first championship ever, I believe. Okay. Very, very weird firing in the NBA in terms of like this late. Now, I know that they've been on a 4-game losing streak, but even though them being on a 4-game losing streak, I guess they don't like the fact that the Lakers surpassed them in third in the standings. I guess they don't like the way he was coaching his team. I mean, I don't know what more to expect. I mean, Jamal Murray's been in and out of the lineup. Okay. I'm assuming he was getting healthy and be ready for the playoffs to really make a serious push. And I mean, the Denver Nuggets are live. The Denver Nuggets are absolutely live. I know their defense has taken a step back this year. Okay. Just the opponent's points per game. I got to check, but I know that the talk is their defense hasn't been as good as it used to be. Okay. But I mean, you still got Jokic. You still got Jokic that's healthy. You got Jamal Murray that's getting healthy. You got Aaron Gordon. Okay. You got Michael Porter. Anything can happen in these playoffs, and you're sitting fourth, right? Man, NBA is very different times we're in. This is just analytics. Front office is no longer. You're no longer just because you won a title recently and you have a winning record in the NBA. Okay, and your team is in the playoff, not the playoff hunt. They currently have a playoff seeding or a high playoff seeding. You're getting fired, right? And then you look at these coaches, you know what I'm saying, in the East, what's I think the Florida Gators former head coach, forgot his name, coaching Bulls, right? Eric Spoelstra, just signed a big contract, right? This guy at Atlanta, head coach, forgot his name too. Don't know all these coaches' names, not fired, right? But you got Taylor Jenkins, who at the time he got fired, his team was fifth. And then you have Mike Malone, team is currently fourth, despite a 4-game losing streak. Man, more will come out from this, but it's just shocking that this is where we're at in the NBA. That your job is no longer safe as a head coach with a winning record. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter if you win a championship. None of that stuff matters at all. Man, I mean, back in the day, if you're just getting to the playoffs, your job is safe for a while. But I think just the NBA, especially in the West, how ultra competitive it is. I mean, they see OKC, they see Houston, they see what the Lakers have done. You know what I'm saying? They see these young teams, making significant changes. And shout out to Ime Udoka, doing what he's doing this season. I mean, Coach of the Year honors / JB Bickerstaff. They got that's a hell of a job what Bickerstaff and Ime Udoka's been doing. But damn, but NBA is changing now. This is a wake up call. Is it good for the league? I have no idea. I have no idea. Again, each situation could be different. You know, people were talking about Taylor Jenkins not being able to, or there was this with Ja and Taylor Jenkins, I guess, not having the ball in his hands enough. I mean, what could possibly be the issue with Mike Malone getting fired? Is this another philosophical basketball difference firing this late in the season? For him, this makes no sense. A guy like Mike Malone, who just won a championship a couple years ago, I mean, yeah, you may not like him or whatever, but I mean, that's very disrespectful. Very disrespectful to a decorated head coach to get fired this late in the season as they're getting ready for the playoffs, right? So it's either the Nuggets feel they don't have a shot, which I think is crazy, sitting at 4. They don't feel they have a shot, or something else had gone down. Something else has gone down with Mike Malone that is outside of basketball. You know, but they fired the GM too, though. So, and they fired the GM Calvin Booth. Okay, so what? I mean, what is the reasoning? I mean, you know, that's crazy. It seemed like they were doing a great job. With the Nuggets. I mean, I know they weren't perfect, but I mean, it has a winning percentage. You know, his winning percentage isn't too crazy. With a 407 wins and 327 losses. But nonetheless, though, I mean, damn, I being a championship head coach ain't job protection to perpetuity, man. Man, sure more's gonna come out from this crazy firing, just where the NBA is at. It's just shocking. It's already shocking itself, but then it's shocking to follow this up behind the Taylor Jenkins firing, right? It's just kind of like front office. The GM for the Grizzlies fired Taylor Jenkins, but I mean, it seemed like the owner made the big decision and just fired the coach and the GM, man. I mean, like, he was not happy at all. Losing 4 games, that could not have been the reason. Could not have been the reason, losing 4 straight going to playoffs. And the team is still 4th. That is just these quick trigger emotional owners. We gotta find out more. You know what I'm saying? Are people gonna feel bad for Mike Malone? No, they're not. Laker fans will definitely not feel bad for Mike Malone. No, they will not. But you know, I'm just taking emotions out of it, taking all the comments and stuff he said in the past, gloating with that championship over the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Over LeBron. Is just damn. I mean, Mike Malone, he's not gonna be out of a job for long. Okay, this coaching cycle though next season will be good. It'll be very good for teams that want a Mike Malone or a Taylor Jenkins. But just very, very weird dismissals this season that I've never seen coaches in the playoffs with their at the time of their seedings getting fired with a plus 500 record. Crazy. Anyways, guys, or above 500 record. Thanks for watching. Leave me your thoughts. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.